Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, on this September 2025. What you see before you here is another variation of my build. Here you will notice that the case is longer. This allows you to put a longer battery into the setup. What has restricted the ability to do this before is because on an ordinary battery, DJI battery, you have this length for which to deal with. If you make it longer like I have, there's no way to hook up the connector to the FPV drone. So you are restricted to the length of this case and you can't go any longer. If you do, you can hook it up to the FPV drone. This is the solution that I have provided for this problem. Here is a long cage, as you see here. Here we have a battery, and it slips in here, swallows up completely. The purpose of this cage is to test out longer batteries or bigger batteries. Yes, they will weigh more, but this is more like a proof of concept to test out longer batteries should you have them, and it still fits as far as width. It gives you that option to be able to do a little bit of research and so forth. Here this thing fits together like this, and the way that I am able to still plug in a drone is by this extension here. This part here is gotten from the FPV Drone ESC. You can get it from as a part. The ESC is housed under this heatsink, and you can get it off from as a part, and I will include a link to that ESC in a description below. So I took the connector off the ESC and then connected up to one of these connectors, which would be one of these. And that would explain why this board doesn't have one. This was a donor board. It was a locked board, so it didn't matter. And so hooked up the tiny wires for both the reading of the voltages as well as the power wires. And so all these pins are working exactly as intended, as the original does. And then we are ready to plug it into the drone. But before I do that, I want to explain to you the parts of this setup. We have a small spacer here for which to screw. We have for the M2 screws that I use. This is what the holes are. And in that, we have here brass inserts in the bottom of this top plate here. And that allows the screws to screw through here and secures this socket here. Nothing else has changed here. This is as normal as my previous setup. The board is locked in here. I also put some brass inserts here just to provide ability to unscrew and withstand more cycles of it being unscrewed and screwed in, because you'd be using this more as a testing rig. You have access here to put the battery through. However, you might also be changing out boards, however the case is. So this is kind of like a testing rig that you'll be taking apart and doing a lot of testing. So that's what we have, this setup here. And then we've got these really short M2 screws here. You could see that. And then they screw into these inset brass inserts, as you see there. And then this goes in here. It goes like this. And then we secure these in here, like so. Oops. We'll just put a few in here for demonstrational purposes. Let's skip ahead on that. Very easy to screw in. That just snugged them up. Remember, those are just brass in there. And then you got your stainless steel screws. Very nice, if I may say so myself. You've got your battery here. Your button here. Then we have our drone here. Let's back this up a bit. Okay. How did this change? Excuse me. Okay. We have our drone here. We plug this in like so. We slide this in like so. Just like normal. Nice and tight, not going anywhere. And then we have this plugged in here. We just take this up here. Oops. Let me try this one. All right. Right here we have it assembled, and now we are ready to hook it up to the drone. We slide this in here. It's easier to plug this in first. And then we sort of compress the wires. And here we are. We click it into place. Not going anywhere. Nice and tight. And here we are. It's all hooked up. And we are good to go. This will run just like normal. Like I said, once you have a compatible board in here, just like I have, and this will allow you to fit in here a much longer battery, as you can see here. Now, if you are able to fit a longer battery in here, that is very good. You can test flight times that way, and that's what this rig is for. You can see if and when your weight begins to provide diminishing returns in flight time. As we all know, this drone is heavy as it is, but again, it just depends on what you have or what you're doing, and this gives you the option for which to do so, to try out those various testing parameters. We also have the option here for which to put a securement here, as Air Cruiser system has, and you can put it here, and you can put the brass inserts in here if you want, because this will be heavier, and so you might need that additional securement. However, that's completely up to you. These tabs hold very well. This is not coming out. It's a vibration. The shaking is very well secured in there by the tabs, but that is an option that you can take advantage of. And so here we are. This is available on the website below. Be sure to click the link below to be able to purchase a 3D print of this. Also, if you want to add to the community or see what the process of development of these most up to date, go ahead and click on the the Discord as well. So that is a very interactive group that's steadily growing every day, and I would be happy to network and grow these. If you be able to share any ideas as well in there in real time, that is a place that you can do it.